Hey y'all, I'm coming in with just a couple of things to jump on in the middle of the day to highlight. Number one, how to contact me. My email I thought was simple, is in the About section, but Justice Joyce Channel at Gmail. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter, Justice Joyce TV. Yep, the same name for both platforms, Justice Joyce TV. Just like it's here on YouTube, Justice Joyce TV. Again, Gmail is the email to reach me, justicejoycechannel at gmail.com. And the reason why I say this, I was on another YouTube today looking at pricing for development for a single family structure in Ghana, 2 bedrooms, and it was about 120, maybe 140,000. Most of us in the comments felt, whoa, this is pretty high, and it is. I don't speak for other people's income, I'm speaking for myself. So congratulations if you think that's more than reasonable or it suits your budget. Not for me. And someone in the comments mentioned, in Lekki, Lagos, Nigeria, you could do better. You can get way more. Now, I have literally been looking in Abuja, Lekki, phase 1. Also around the Dangery refinery, which is also Lekki, and Victoria Island for Lagos. And given those prices I've seen, I was even like, look, let's just look around downtown as well. Now, primarily, I'm doing this for Nigeria with a native, a local who is still there, never lived anywhere else, and let's try and make this work. So here's my plea and my cry to everyone that watches this. I understand there are those of us who have left the motherland. Y'all are here. You are literally Nigerian American. You are some type of hyphen American. I am ADOS, meaning I'm a descendant of the enslaved. I have never had family known to me anywhere else outside of the United States of America. The end. With that being said, when you jump in the comments, and I'm still appreciative of anyone who will dialogue, because I'm not arguing with anyone. I trust you have your experiences. But when you talk to me about places that are $400,000 abroad, that doesn't excite me. I'm aware if you have money, you can go anywhere and live like anything. I'm also aware right here in America, you can go to a place that's considered more of a shack or a fixer-upper with only 1,900 square feet for $400,000. But you can also find places in America, 10,000 square feet for $400,000. So with that being said, which end of the paradigm would I want to be on? There's a lot of other things besides a large house that excites me. And honestly, I'm in a place in my life, it doesn't have to be the biggest, the best, or the baddest. I don't care, like bad meaning good. That's not those priorities for me. I want quality of life. I'm someone who has grown up as a Southerner who understands just because you're making $200,000-$300,000 in New York, LA, even Chicago, you're not having the quality of life, or your money doesn't go as far as even 80,000 sometimes down south. I clearly said sometimes. So I'm happy if you jump in the comments and go, yeah, but I make 320,000. This is what we do. God bless you. I hope it goes as far as you need it to be in life. However, I'm also one of those in my own family because I try and convince my brothers and siblings to, hey, come over here. Yeah, it's a higher cost of living, but they pay a little more. I have a brother, the closest to me, who is staunchly against it. He will stay right where he is in the deep south, make less money, and get more bang for his buck. And I respect it. It's okay. We can live 2 different ways, y'all. Maybe an infinite number of ways. But here's what I'm looking for. Honestly, as I bounce around, I have actually changed my itinerary based on who allows no visa or visa-free entry, meaning those visa costs start to add up. And if you've paid attention or heard in a prior video, maybe this is your first one. My goal is to bounce around for more than a couple of months, more than a year, just until I'm tired and ready to go home. And that may never happen, or it may be the thing that's the greatest thing, and it may happen in 6 months. I don't know. And I'm open to that. I'm in a place in my life that I can be open to change, and I can be honest enough to say, well, this is what my budget is. That's it. Ultimately, Botswana. I've already reached out to a good friend who worked for 2 years doing Peace Corps, but may this help those individuals who are wondering where can I go on the continent, in the motherland, and not have to like add on all these fees for visas because they add up really quickly, honestly. So Equatorial Guinea, I'm super excited. I want to practice and learn how does their Spanish compare to Dominican Spanish, Mexican Spanish, and Spaniard Spanish. This was my first language I learned outside of English and studied abroad. Lesotho, I just found another person who did Peace Corps, lived there for 2 years. I'm excited because it's right within South Africa. So it's like, why would I not go? I don't know how the travel will be, but I can attest my main goal is not to fly everywhere once I'm on the continent because I would like to see the countryside. So plane, trains, buses. And yes, I am fielding some, and I say ignorant in the sense that it's unknown, but I am fielding some really ignorant questions like, well, do they have that infrastructure? How would you get around? It's not like when people ask, how are you going to get around in the United States? When they ask that for the States, they're asking, which way are you going? Like car, bus, train, Greyhound. And that's it. But I'm like, of course they have planes. Everybody, I don't know a place that doesn't have planes. Maybe that's ignorant on my part to not assume there's a country in the world that doesn't have an airport or access by plane. Come on, y'all. We can do just a little bit better. And no, this did not come from one of my people. It did not. It came from an Estonian. He meant well, and he did ask that question with a blank, straight face. With that being said, Morocco, which I'm not super excited about, but we just got real cheap tickets to Casablanca. So I'm taking it. Yes, $388 US to Casablanca from the States with one connection. Yes. And Namibia, Senegal, South Africa, Swaziland, or Eswatini. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. Eswatini. Yeah, that got to be it. And Tunisia. I'm not thrilled, and I don't see myself jumping to go to Tunisia. Maybe another time. But I want to know more what is now labeled Sub-Saharan Africa. I don't agree with, I just want to go where people look like me. That's the best I can say. And I'm sure there's people that look like me everywhere, but I mean majority-wise. There are places that allow visa on arrival. And there's Egypt, Ethiopia, the Gambia, Madagascar, Malawi, Mauritania, Rwanda, Tanzania, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Kenya, Uganda, Burkina Faso. Please don't come for me with how I'm pronouncing things because I know it's I-A-E-O-U. Burkina Faso. At any rate, that drilled down where I'll go. My immediate place for paying for the visa will be Ghana. I'm sorry, not Ghana. Most definitely will be Nigeria. I do want to bounce around and enjoy myself. So, if you have any impact, please reach me or input Justice Joyce Channel at Gmail. Or you can find me on IG and Twitter at Justice Joyce TV. I promise I will write back. I'm not easily offended. I'm happy to take whatever input or referrals you have. And I've been really gracious to have found a few different sisters who have traveled ahead. And that's one of the main things they talk about. Like the visas will sit you down. And number two, I've had a few say, girl, I can't even afford Nigeria. Lagos, I said, I know, it's like New York prices and London prices. And so that is me learning from the outside, reviewing Airbnbs, looking at different sites that are like local to the area that carry Airbnbs. And I realize a lot of places you can negotiate. I promise you, I'm not just an American who looks at a price on the tag and pay it. I negotiate everything except at the post office. Like, honest to God, I just finished telling friends abroad, like, I didn't pay the asking price for my car. I don't pay the asking price for rent. I don't pay the asking price for anything. As much as I can, because there's always a deal to be had. And I'm okay if we can't make a deal. I'm not offended. You shouldn't be offended. I just go on about my business. But most times people, because America is really credit driven. If you're paying full, pay at the spot, or give them something that shows that they're still winning, I've been able to do that. From small businesses operating with rent and giving escalators and how that should pay. But maybe it should be understood by looking at my other YouTubes. I think it's kind of natural when you're in the legal field. Contracts have to be written. Processes have to be negotiated. So please reach out to me. I really would appreciate all the input. I'm not looking for scary stories. I appreciate you dearly if you would like to offer your horror story or how we should watch out for things. But I promise you, The people we know or meet stateside and say this is where we're going have already, and I should make a YouTube about that. How many folks are like, are you gonna get security? Where are you staying? That's dangerous. Even I don't go there. I'm like, well, have you ever been back home? And then you learn they haven't. So they're just relaying stories of what they've been told. And I'm not knocking that situation. I'm just saying it doesn't always help if the first thing you reach for is a story to warn someone of why they shouldn't be in your place. I can tell y'all all day long about the South. I really can. And places you should never go and don't want to see. Places you will go outside and use the bathroom. And that's East Louisiana. You hear me? They don't even have power lines in a lot of the spaces. And that's why they still shoot older films that's like pre-electricity in America around that area, especially Angola State Prison. However, I will also give you the positives.